Congressman, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. Colonel West, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Clay. Thank you, Huck.
What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, I think that when you look at the policies, when you look at some of the things that the president has said and done, going back to we're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America, what is wrong with our constitutional republic that it has to be transformed? When you look at February 2009, when Eric Holder came out and said that we were a nation of cowards, but yet you heard nothing from the president. And you played that clip about George Bush at $9 trillion of debt being unpatriotic. Well, what do you define $18 trillion of debt? But it's not just that. It's the fact that this president has lied to the American people on several occasions. We know with the health care law about keeping your doctor and keeping your insurance plan. If you love something, you don't lie to it. And furthermore, you don't abandon 4 Americans to die and create a false narrative about it, nor do you have the Muslim Brotherhood and officials thereof visiting the White House, or even an Islamic cleric who once issued a fatwa against U.S. soldiers. Why would that person be in the White House and be praised by the president from the United Nations podium? So all of these things really does make you believe that there is an animus toward the fundamental values and principles of the United States of America, not to mention 92 million Americans who are out of work and the policies of this president forcing people on the poverty rolls and food stamps.
So whatever you think of Mayor Giuliani's remarks, I'm struck by how Scott Walker, at whose fundraiser Giuliani was speaking when he said what he did, is being held accountable for those remarks, bombarded by reporters. What do you think? Will you distance yourself from Giuliani? Even asked by the Washington Post the other day, do you believe President Obama is a Christian? How do you think the media has responded to this?
Well, Scott Walker is a perceived front runner in the 2016 presidential election, and therefore he's going to get the full Alinsky onslaught. And that is what you see happening, is they're trying to make him guilty by association and trying to tie him to Mayor Giuliani, but yet you cannot tie President Obama to Bill Ayers or any of the other very questionable associations that he has had. And so that's what Scott Walker is going to have to endure, but I think he needs to stand up and make his own response, once again, based upon the words, the deeds, and the actions and the policies of this president.
I mean, obviously, presidential candidates ought to have to answer tough questions, in my view, and an awful lot of them. A little weird to see the press just acting on behalf of the Democratic Party, though, no?
Well, the press is no longer objective. They are totally subjective. They are definitely the fifth column for the Democrat Party. So I believe that this is what we have to contend with, and thank God we have you and Fox News.
Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, great to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Tucker.